Hello, we are Morphology.
Where's the morphology comes from?
No, it's not study of language, it's things changing from one form into another, so
Slowly.
slowly.
So
It's also linguistical, but it's not what we think about it. It's one thing changing into another slowly and naturally. We always like to have some kind of theme in one release. So if you look closely, most of the song titles in one release are about one scientific thing. So it's not random. It's random in a way, but we like to always have some kind of theme that the names are picked around and that they represent scientific things. Like the third album that is now soonly coming on Firescope, the theme about that one is like deep space travel.
and all the problems and stuff like that that may occur when you are traveling long distance in time.
And the first album, for instance, was about like stars and star constellations, and the name Uranus Mirror was about an old book written in the 18th century, I think, and it was about the star constellations. But if you look at the album cover, it has a what it's called
Observatory.
observatory. So it's kind of like the modern version of the Uranus mirror, the mirror into the stars. So
Well, I think there are quite a lot of Finnish things in the music, but it's not coming anyhow from the scene around there.
I think that the surroundings of you you can hear it from the sounds. Like we were talking about it today. If we would live in Madrid and there was sun shining and like not the weather in Finland, we would probably make different kind of music than in this total darkness and cold in Finland. And but I think all of the Finnish electronic music coming, like underground Finnish music, has this melancholy. And I think part of it is because of the nature and the darkness and the cold weather. So I think you can hear it in our music.
Yeah, I think the whole music thing that we make, or for example, every track that when we start doing, we are always trying to push the limit a little bit with the melodies or with the sounds or with the techniques that we use it to make the sounds and stuff like that. I think probably why our music sounds in a way it sounds, it's because of that reason. We never really like revisit any idea that we use, that we always start basically from scratch with everything. So for example, the past 3 years now we have gotten into this modular synthesis stuff quite a big way, and I think it has this quite huge impact. If you listen to stuff that we have made recently, it's
changed the sound somewhat, I think.
Yeah.
From what to where?
From like vintage analog gear to something more like if you can patch anything to everything. And like modular has this reputation, like you spend 4,000 euros and all you can get out of it is like cat farts.
How cool is that?
but some of our EPs are like mostly made out with modular synthesis, and people are surprised at how melodic it is, because it's not about...
Oh no?
We probably had more disagreement at first, but we never lived in the same city. So most of the stuff we make is like we bounce files back and forth over the internet. And nowadays, most of the time, it's like Matti comes up with the core idea, and I'm more like a producer at the moment. Like I make them into songs and tracks and add something or remove something. And at first, it was like there was like we have to have this. Like 50% is mine and 50% is yours.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But nowadays it's just like we know our strengths. Like Matti made something, send it to me. I make something, and he said, "I think you probably would make something great out of this." And then I'm stuck like, "Oh, I don't know about the pads. I try to make them, but no, you make the pads." Like.
I like to say that I'm really good making shit out of nothing, and Michael is really good polishing the shit to something. So I guess it's like that. I think the main problem in Finland and the scene is that there is not enough places like small clubs to run nights.
Yeah.
So because we are lacking of the small spaces in there, it's really hard to young producers come up because they would need those small places, small clubs.
There's one event that's happening yearly, on a yearly basis, called Finnish Techno Inspection, and we have done it like 4 times. I think.
4 times.
Yeah, but how many times can you do it? Because you have to give space for the newcomers. And I think it's run by a really famous Finnish techno producer called Samuli Kemppi. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
And he always tries to get new, fresh names, and he gives them a scene and a club, and 1 hour or 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30
or
minutes, yeah.
Something like that.
And then it's like 10 live sets in one night.
I think it's really important when you are trying to achieve something special that you try to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, and for example, we both DJ. Okay, I sold my record collection 1 year ago, but still, when we DJ, it's every time it's like techno and acid and not electro. So we don't represent the stuff we make in the stuff we play when we DJ because
it's so different.
What's the difference between like techno and electro? Is there like difference in the people who listen to that? Is there like difference in ambient?
Yeah. We had a discussion in Berlin about this with a Finnish colleague of ours called Artificial Latvamäki, really good producer, by the way. He played a lot of techno parties, and he was like, I quit doing it because the people were so fucking stupid. And then he came to our party when we were playing in Berlin, and he said like, man, these guys at these electro parties are like way more into the music. They know much more, and they come there for the music and not because it's Berghain or some other fancy club. But they come there just for the music. And in techno parties, it's just they come just for the techno music. So they're not so enlightened, if you, for lack of better word.
Yeah.
So and we have traveled quite a lot nowadays, and I think every time we go somewhere, and especially here in Spain, last time when we were here, people came from far distances just for the party and just for our live set, and that's like wow.
Really weird.
You like make this huge effort just for the music, and not a huge effort to look cool at the club. So